Bitter criticism. I have a new microphone, but I was not able to install it. I was not able to use it this time. This very first time. Next time we will see. I improvise a tripod here, and as usual, I will have to say this. I will to denounce there. These Chilean rats will came from nowhere to steal this. They steal everything. Chilean people, Chilean rats, they always steal everything. So I will let this here. You will see. I'll have to find another tripod. Look, where these people come from to steal things. Anyway, so this very day, I'm going to read some news, some regular news. I should not do it, but because I'm still recovering from the flu, I had a Spanish flu, a regular Spanish flu. That I'm not dying this time. People are surviving, so do I. Surviving the Spanish flu. I didn't smoke weed this yesterday. I had to, but I didn't because I was ill with flu, and because even smoking just once a month, I have this lack of memory. My memory is kind of for daily things, I mean, things I did just 1 second ago. That's kind of memory. Got severely affected by smoking weed. What about that? What do you thought about it? That's my take on weed. You forgot things. Tommy was trying to escape as usual, and that's it. Bitter criticism. Maybe I will read something from Pepe Escobar. I was watching Pepe on Danny Haipong. I will do a very different thing now. I guess Pepe. Danny Haipong was jealous or something. Not exactly jealous. Was not exactly jealous. But Danny Haipong, he wants somebody to read his articles. Sometimes I wrote my own articles, so this is going to be like Google saying Danny Haipong is a writer. Related to Scott Ritter, Pepe Escobar, Margaret Kimberley, Richard Medhort, Ben Norton, Douglas McGregor, Jack Hinkle, all of them. all the friends. I'm nobody, but who knows about the future. If we are just able to speak English, broken English, yeah. There's a beautiful view here. Unfortunately, this is not a Huawei cell phone. You cannot see the details. But the details are beautiful. Yeah, I guess you can see. We have a sea above the clouds. A sea above the clouds. And that's it. So we are going to try to find some articles from Danny Haipong. CGTN. Well, Danny Haipong is written for CGTN. Yeah, my advice to Danny Haipong is for him to open a Telegram channel, just like Pepe Escobar. And the articles are too... I don't remember where. I know Danny Haipong has some channel, but I don't remember where. He have some books. American Exceptionalism and American Innocence. A people's history of fake news, from the Revolutionary War to the War on Terror. Interesting. I will read again the name of the book. Danny Haipong wrote this book in 2019, called American Exceptionalism and American Innocence, A People's History of Fake News, from the Revolutionary War to the War on Terror. I wonder what was the fake news back then in the Revolutionary War. What was the fake news then? Interesting for Americans. Who knows? I guess the best business for Danny Haipong is to migrate to Vietnam. He's a Vietnamese, had a Vietnamese ascendance. But here we go to so Danny Haipong. We are trying to find your Telegram channel. Maybe there's a Telegram channel. Let's find out right away. Danny Haipong. No, there's just 1 second. No, there's no channel. Maybe Danny is afraid of the CIA. So we have 120 posts from Pepe Escobar channel, Telegram channel, and he's displaying this. Maybe you will able to see this. This is a chart. Yemen, fishing, US and Israel. Look. Self-explanatory. Is self-explanatory. Yemen is winning, I guess. So what I guess is that Pepe Escobar is kind of is unsatisfied with what's happening in Syria. But let's just read it. This article by Pepe Escobar on Zero Edge. Escobar, Putin's Q&A and the Forever Wars Riddle, question and answers, and the THEE and the Forever Wars. Maybe that's wrong. I guess in the headline, I guess that's I'm going to see what this Pepe Escobar, Putin's Q&A and the Forever Wars Riddle. Don't know that word. By Tyler Durden, Saturday, December 1st. That was yesterday. Time to smoke weed, but I guess this month I'm not going to smoke weed. Just next month. He spoke for 4.5 hours, virtually non-stop, reviewing the results of 2024, mastering all the facts. That was Vladimir Putin. His direct line received over 2 million questions from Russia and around the world, and he had to crown the performance with a flourish in an "I did it in my way" vein. I believe that not only did it simply save Russia, we move away from the edge of the abyss, unquote. The record could confirm it. Compare it to the appealing state of the Russia he inherited when first elected president in March 2000. President Putin's end of the year Q&As contains enough substance to be unpacked for weeks, if not months. Let's focus here on our current geopolitical crossroads, the forever wars in West Asia and Ukraine. I guess there's a grammar mistake in the headline. There's two E's, the forever wars. There's like the two E's. Look, there's a grammar mistake there. Did you saw? I will highlight it. Look. Putin Q&As and D with two E's, double E. Anyway, that's cool. But I'm not Shakespeare, you know. I don't know all the words in English, so that's why I'm not sure. I'm never sure about English. Let's focus here on our current geopolitical crossroads, the forever wars in West Asia and Ukraine, two vectors of the standard imperial drive, now united in an omni-war. Putin stated that, quote, "We have come to Syria in order to prevent a terrorist enclave. In general, our goal has been achieved," end quote. Whether Syria remains, quote, terrorist-free remains to be seen. The new inclusive, rebranded as woke Emir of Damascus, al-Jolani, a Saudi national, is a certified Safadi jihadi, still with a $10 million American bounty on his head. The enclave now encompasses most of former Syrian sovereign territory, otherwise illegally occupied by jihadi gangs and Zionist Lebensraum practitioners. It's important to remember that Russia first intervened in Syria in 2015, not so much to keep access to the warm waters of the warm waters of the Eastern Mediterranean, but mostly to protect holy Christian Orthodox sites in Damascus. Christianity was born in Damascus, remember St. Paul, not in Jerusalem. When Putin went to Damascus, he was on an Orthodox Christian pilgrimage, coming from the Third Rome, Moscow, to pay his respects to the prosecutor of the First Rome, the cradle of Christianity. It all started with timber sycamore. On the larger Levantine geopolitical picture, Putin is correct. The CIA invented Operation Timber Sycamore way back in 2012 to train and weaponize moderate rebels to overthrow Assad, spending over $1 billion a year, the most extensive CIA cover-up since the jihad in Afghanistan in the 1980s. The UK, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Jordan were Sycamore partners. Over the final years, the Pentagon jumped into quote-unquote prepare Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, HTS, the soft ISIS splinter group. Ultimately, it was nearly 14 years of toxic US sanctions and relentless siege warfare that led to the final act, complete with Ukrainian drone instructors, mountains of Qatari cash, and the Turk assembled crypto Al-Qaeda infantry. No more than 350 fighters, according to Putin himself. Now it's a matter of adapting. Putin said that, quote, "We have established relations with all those that control the situation on the ground. Most countries expect the Russian bases to remain. Our interests should coincide, a question that requires painstaking examination." He also reminded everyone that politics is the art of compromise, and Russia's strategic priority is to keep the bases in Tartus and Hmeimim. I have zero geopolitical knowledge of, reading this news from geopolitics. I never see a Russian city. I was already knew just Moscow and St. Petersburg, and the same thing in Syria. I never read these names, never. But in Russia, that is aside the notion that Russia has been weakened by Assad's downfall in Syria. Quoting Mark Twain, quote, "Rumors about my death have been greatly exaggerated," unquote. Instead, he practically proposed that the Russian bases could provide humanitarian aid. One can imagine the population of a deeply polarized, fragmented Syria arguing with the Salafi jihadists to get their share. Were that to happen, Russia will be in direct aid competition with the collective West. The EU via its new deranged Estonian ultra-Russophobic foreign policy chief has already ordered that there will be no sanctions relief in the Russian bases stay. Subtitle: Erdogan thinking like it's 1990s. Turkey is the ultimate thorny issue. Erdogan is relentlessly promoting the notion that, quote, "Turkey is greater than Turkey itself," which some have interpret as Ankara being ready to annex large swathes of Syria. I guess I don't care. Turkey, I always talking about Turkey with little knowledge actually. I think, look, I'm going to show this sunset. Sunset is not set yet. This is very early. It's like 9 p.m. So that's how geography is interesting, geophysics in low latitudes or great latitudes. Yeah, great latitudes, I guess, in near to the poles. Um, um, I guess this country right here, Chile and Turkey. You know, I have there's a concept that is kind of I guess is interesting, making this dramatic stop. But unfortunately, this is not a Huawei cell phone. It's just a Samsung. But the details on the clouds of it there, definitely they are very interesting. Instead, you can watch some trucks. But the details, I guess it could be even beautiful, more beautiful in kind of 10 minutes from now, 20 minutes from now. I'll show you. But I guess far in the horizon, it's too cloudy, so it's not perfect. Eliminating the clouds on the horizon, that will be better. But there's a lot of clouds. In the sea level, understand? So we have a sea cloud. What about that? A sea cloud. Well, I guess this notion of, I guess that's wrong, you know, when people say China has a mindset of thousands of years. So, if that's right, why Chinese people they are not so great in soccer? They have thousands of years to play great soccer, but that will never happen. Why not? Because, my friends, because that doesn't matter, you know. History is interesting. I guess history, it is important, but it's not so important, I guess. Most important thing in history on people's lives is action, you know. Yeah. Action, like agency, yeah. People say agency, you know, and well, you don't need thousands of years of history to do great things, like being world champion of soccer. Like Brazil has 500 years of history, but somehow they are able to be 5 times world champions. Only in men's soccer, only in soccer to grow up man. So I guess this ancestrality is not so important. Well, I guess there's too much clouds, you know. Could you see the slowdown of the lighting? Well, because of clouds far behind the horizon. Anyway, far clouds. So it doesn't matter if Turkey it comes from the Ottoman Empire, from ancient times. These people are just unimportant. They are just unimportant as Kiribati people. A Kiribati national could be, I don't know, could be very important as, I don't know, as Elon Musk. Yeah, let's take Elon Musk, an American. He's super rich. Wealth, you may say wealth is super important, but I guess that's not so important neither. For I don't know, for it depends, you know. I guess a Turkey national could be a moron. Yeah. Chinese people could be a moron in the 5,000 years ago and now, you know. Not because Chinese people are anything. Yeah, that's my question. Any people can be a moron. Any people can be smart too, you know. So let's keep reading. Erdogan thinking like it's 1919. Turkey, yeah, so look, sunset was not so beautiful. There's just too much clouds, too much far clouds, and all these near clouds, they are making the weather too cold. All these clouds are just too cold. So this is bad for my flu, or good for my flu, I guess. Bad for me, bad for my health. But I'm going to keep reading anyway. I'm going to take more lemonade then. Turkey is the ultimate thorny issue. Erdogan is relentlessly promoting the notion that Turkey is greater than Turkey itself, which some have interpreted as Ankara being ready to annex large swathes of Syria. And potentially more, a greater Turkey will historically have included Thessaloniki, Cyprus, Aleppo, and even Mosul. No idea. Well, I guess Turkey now is... I always criticize Turkey making this comparison with Chile. Yeah, these Chilean people, they are alleged to be fierce, but they are just comparator. They are always copying whatever the Americans do, you know. They absolutely copy American people, American empire. Absolutely copycat. This is a satellite state, and that's it. I guess logistics is very important for Turkey. So Chile is kind of, I guess, not so important either. Logistics is not so important for Chile. Nowadays is more important. Peru is more important. I guess Peru, because Peru is larger, even larger, isn't it? So somehow I guess Chile and Turkey are related. They are kind of authoritarian. They are kind of not too smart, not brilliant at all. Just fake people copying. They are kind of slaves, peasants, serfs. Putin, for his part, was supremely diplomatic, focusing on Turkey, quote, trying to safeguard its safety on its southern frontiers and to create conditions to the return of refugees back home from its territory to Syrian land. And those territories are now under more or less control of actually Turkey. He also acknowledged that Turkey has had, quote, problems with the Turkish Workers' Party for decades. I hope there will not be an aggravation. Well, the italics are, it's the will italics mine be aggravation. Turkish diplomatic sources are relentlessly spinning that everything that happened in Syria was decided by the Astana process, troika of Russia and Iran and Turkey, Moscow keeping its embassy in Damascus, and for the moment the bases in Tartus, and maiming my point to a deal, and to it Erdogan gleefully standing on the record that Putin and himself are the most experienced politicians on the planet. You know, I'm still I still have flu, but I guess I'm going to finish because it's not so long. As it stands, all that may be classified as fog of war. Immediately after Assad's fall, the Israelis started bombing every warehouse holding heavy military equipment across Syria, including classified weapons. It's unclear who provided the exact locations. The Americans predictably were furious. No wonder the lame duck White House and the deep state were bidding on transferring all that weaponry to Kiev. Interesting, yeah. The Americans predictably were furious, yeah. The exact tone of the secret deals struck between the Astana process troika and between two of them with Israeli will remain predictably murky, and the way Putin talk about them suggests that the long game is just starting. Russia may not have been weakened by the loss of Syria, but quite uncomfortable question remains. The sacredness of Syria's national sovereignty has taken a hit. Same goes for the fight against terrorism. On the other hand, Putin increased the tone on Tel Aviv and an extremely touchy dossier in Russia. He named Israel as the main beneficiary in Syria, directly condemned Israeli invasion and annexation of sovereign Syrian territory, and confessed he does not know what ultimate goals Israel is pursuing in Syria, in Gaza. But, quote, this is only worthy of condemnation. Subtitle: let's have a 21st century tech duel, something. Putin all but admitted that Russia should have moved against Kiev earlier, and that the Russian army was not fully prepared for the start of the SMO in February 2022. What's implied is that over 10 years ago, a simple Russian police operation might have taken care of Maidan. Yanukovych could have been transported to Crimea. The coup would have fizzled and there will have been no war. And just more 10 minutes, no, 5 minutes. Putin is adamant that Russia is always ready to negotiate with Kiev. The key takeaways: no preconditions, talks grounded in 2022 Istanbul deal, aborted by the Americans, and the current conditions on the battlefield. Russia will talk to Zelensky only if he holds elections and gains legitimacy, and Russia will only sign peace deals with the legitimate leader of Ukraine. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, a lot to unpack here. In sum, Istanbul for all practical purposes does not apply anymore, considering the ever-changing conditions of the battlefield. Zelensky will not hold elections, so he will remain illegitimate. So who to talk to? Moreover, signing peace deals with a legitimate Ukrainian leader means nothing, because the ultimate decider is always the non-agreement capable. Copyright Lavrov hegemon. All that implies that SMO, specially military operation, may keep rumbling on for quite a while. The whole Forever Wars riddle directly links with BRICS, because this is a hegemon war against BRICS, especially top 3 existential threats: Russia, China, and Iran, inscribed in the big picture of the Russia Eurasia versus NATO-STAN war. Putin was adamant that, quote, BRICS is not a tool for countering the West. Our work is not aimed against anyone. We adopt all decisions by consensus. This is a group based on common interest. And there is one common interest, development. Yeah, I got this insight. I saw this very clearly in my insight. It was like, yeah, an insight, or maybe not an epiphany, but definitely an insight. Russian people, they are from the global south. They are victims, and they are heroes too. Heroes. Go Russia. BRICS, added Putin, is driven to generate, quote, more economic growth and transformation, the structure of the economy in order for it to be in step with the global development agenda, positioning BRICS, quote, at the forefront of this progressive moment, unquote. Expect the usual lot accusing Putin of being a Davos Great Reset shield. Arguably the prime cliffhanger. I didn't understood this cliffhanger. Maybe talking about myself, I'm here on a cliff. Arguably the prime cliffhanger of the Q&A was Putin proposing to test the hypersonic Oreshnik against NATO's Aegis Ashore. Cliffhanger. So I guess it's a positive thing, because Oreshnik is a positive thing. I want Oreshnik, Putin, to destroy my enemies. What a chaotic world, isn't it? What a violent world with these aggressive people. I wonder Pepe Escobar is not in Russia because of the cold, because of the violent, the aggressive cold over there. Go Russia! Woo! Here we are. Well, I got a flu with, I don't know, 15 degrees Celsius. I'm ashamed, I'm absolutely shameful. No, by me 10 degrees. Well, I will absolutely die in Russia. Unless I will be... No, I guess I will die, because it's too cold. I will have to take a lot of thermal suits. A lot of them. So maybe talking about myself. Arguably the prime cliffhanger of the Q&A was... I know it's not a substantive. Yeah, it's like an adjective. The prime cliffhanger was Putin proposing to test the hypersonic Oreshnik against NATO's Aegis Ashore. Quote, let's have a 24th century tech duel. NATO-STAN brings all their top defense systems to Kiev, and let's see if they can stop Oreshnik. Could be London instead of Kiev, or for that matter, NATO's headquarters outside Brussels. Bold letters now, and letters. Will that happen? Of course not. Already utterly humiliated in the black soil of Novorossiya, collective West cowards will flee from being totally humiliated all over again in front of the whole planet. I was watching this crazy, beautiful American girl from California. Crazy, a beautiful YouTuber. She's kind of absolutely crazy because of economic situation in the US. She's afraid of, but I guess she's afraid of media manipulation. I guess domestic economy in the US will improve with Trump. I'm not sure about that, but she's a gamer. These American people, she's beautiful, but she's a gamer. and she knows everything about bullets and guns and weapons. I was joking to her that she need a Oshernik instead of what she was shooting, and she was very serious about the whole situation. That's a shame, you know, a shame. Such a beautiful people like her and these blonde people from. I love blonde people, yeah. So that's it by now. Still got a lot of flu. I'll just play with these athletic dogs. Hey! Mira! Luna, mira, mira! Mira, Luna, hey, hey! Sale, la pata, saca! Think twice before having such a big stupid dog. That's our routine with Luna. I will free this dog here. I don't hate that dog, but it's too big, you know. I don't know, it's too hard to deal with him. The only purpose for him is I'll try to make him pull a scooter for me, or not a scooter. You know, I broke a scooter today. My scooter broke down. I'll have to try to fix another one. So no scooter. Trying to fix another one. A bad situation for me. In the end of the 1999. Maybe I'm going to do my yoga. Yeah, I'm going to do my yoga. Or I'm going to do my war preparation. Preparation for war. Preparation for abs. So I'm still thinking about going to Brazil by land. In order not to abandon that dog, I'm too hard with that dog. But it's an abandoned dog, you know. What do you expect for me to do? Abandon to this dog? This dog is a champion, but he have to dance like. That dog should start dancing like. That dog should start dancing like. Alexander Usyk, the greater boxer of all time. Nah, I guess Alexander Usyk is a fraud, and I still think Lennox Lewis' jab is not so powerful. I guess back in time when he was the world champion, Lennox Lewis, he knew he got frustrated about his job. By this time, I don't know the difference between a jab and a hook. But there's a lot of fights in which Lennox Lewis it was trying to end the fight, and he could not, because his job was not so powerful. Someone was saying that his job was powerful, but I don't agree with that.
Did you see that? You can also easily measure the area.
Ai.
Em 22 de abril de 1500, Pedro Álvares Cabral chegava na costa brasileira, mais precisamente em Porto Seguro, tornando a região uma colônia do Reino de Portugal. Começa assim a história do Brasil. Na verdade, a história do Brasil começa cerca de 22 mil anos atrás com a chegada dos primeiros seres humanos nessa região, que é descoberta pelos portugueses em 1500, dando início à colonização pelos europeus. Alguns anos antes disso, em 7 de junho de 1494, já tinha sido assinado entre o Reino de Portugal e a Coroa de Castelo o Tratado de Tordesilhas, que dividia as terras já descobertas e as que ainda seriam descobertas pelos dois reinos fora da Europa. É como se o Brasil já tivesse um mapa antes de ser descoberto pelos portugueses. Em 1534, para proteger a região da ameaça dos franceses que chegavam o tempo todo e invadiam com frequência o território, foi implantado pelo rei João III de Portugal um sistema administrativo chamado de capitanias hereditárias. Esse sistema dividiu o território brasileiro em 15 lotes e 14 capitanias diferentes, que foram Maranhão 1, Maranhão 2, Ceará, Rio Grande.
So yeah, I don't think Brazil is perfect, but I'm going back to Brazil.